I'm doing what I'm doing not because I'm the golden child, born from a lotus, free from faults. I've got a lot of faults. I make a lot of mistakes. And I had to learn the hard way too. And I've gone through a lot of tough times. And I'm just like one of you guys. I'm different because I'm committed. I'm committed is because I did my homework. That's it. Really. Because if you're going to put me on a pedestal and say I'm a holy being, well, look, I've got to prove it and I can't. I can't prove it. So sometimes I get premonitions, sometimes I get some dreams, sometimes the divination comes out right. That's because, not because I'm powerful, it's because I hold my vows and samaya to my guru. So when I pray to my guru and I do divinations, it will come out correct. It's not my power. So it's nothing mystical. All of us can do that. Now, I'm committed because I've meditated on death. And if you find your habits hard to change, if you find your commitment lax, if you find yourself difficult to transform, or you find yourself to be a very difficult person, when you're in the quietude of your room, when you're in the quiet solace of your room alone without distractions, and you know that you chase people away, you know you hurt people, you know that you are a person that is very damaging to other people, instead of calling up people and asking them to console you and talking endlessly about your problem, endlessly complaining about other people, endlessly complaining about other people's faults, you know what you should do? You should be in a room quiet and think about your faults and how you've chased people away and how you have done a lot of damage, because that's a real spiritual practitioner. And when you do that, you know what should happen? Then you should think, if I was to die tonight, what would happen? Then you do your death meditation. If you want to be cremated, same thing. Everything's the same, except the part where you get put in a coffin. They bury you. You don't. You direct that over to the crematorium, where you visualize your body being put inside the fire. You watch your body being burned, melting away like wax, and turning into dust. And they put that in an urn, and that's you. That's your father. That's your mother. That's your daughter. That's your son. That's you. And you know what? None of you will escape that. Since I don't believe in God, I'm not afraid. I don't believe in karma, I'm not afraid. Fine. You don't believe in karma? Fine. You don't believe in God? Fine. You believe in God? Wonderful. You believe in karma? Wonderful. But believe in death. And when death comes, that's it. So if you're not doing Dharma because you don't like someone in a department, you're silly. You are silly. If you don't do Dharma because you don't get along with someone in the department, you're silly, you're stupid, and you are very, very immature. Why? Because you think you're smart, but people don't respect you. Why? Because you're not mature enough to overcome the problem. You are not mature enough to overcome the problem. You take the problem and you let the problem stop you from doing something very big. If you're going to go to China, if you're going to go to Kedah, if you're going to go to JB and there's $10 million there waiting for you, then on the way your car has a flat tire. What you do, you turn around, go back home, forget it. Change the tire, get a taxi, get on the bus, get on the airplane, walk. If it's me, I'd walk. Because when I get to Kedah and I get $10 million, I can fly back first class with a drink and a nice stewardess telling me coffee, tea, or what else. But if you're doing Dharma work and you come across a flat tire and you go, oh, I quit. Bye-bye. And then you call up so many people and complain, this person is so bad, that person is so bad, this person doesn't change, they hurt me, they said this, they don't do this, I quit, I don't do Dharma, bye-bye, bye-bye. Actually, it is bye-bye for you. A big bye-bye. Because you gave up your $10 million. Because when you do Dharma work, you benefit yourself. You benefit other people, you benefit your parents, you benefit your loved ones, you benefit your family when you do Dharma work. So when you do Dharma work and you come across a little obstacle, you make the obstacle so big. You know what? Stand on the moon and find yourself on earth. If you can find yourself, your problem is very big. So when you do Dharma work and you come across some problem, you complain, you call up people, people have to go to Yum Chai with you, supper, and listen to your complaint 5 hours every day. Why the whole world is so bad, that's why you cannot do Dharma work. Take a look at yourself and tell me, do you really think it's other people's fault or it's your fault? Because if it's other people's fault, let me give you an examination to pass. If you're doing Dharma work and you quit because of other people, then you must be super healthy, super slim, super fabulous, great skin, rich, successful. Everybody listens to you. Why? It means what you're doing is correct. But if you yourself is bad skin, thank you very much. If you yourself overweight, if you yourself balding, if you yourself is not successful, your business goes up and down, and then you say it's other people's fault, no, it's your fault. Why? If you want to point fingers at others, you have to be perfect. Everything in your life must be perfect. If your life is not perfect and you have problems, and then you blame other people, you know what happens? The people you blame becomes bigger. Bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know what I like? I like it when people find their lovers, they find their house, or they have their children, and then it goes wrong, and they throw it to me. They don't raise their children well, they spoil them to death, and their children grow up to be monsters, they give it to me. Please make my children wonderful. And I'm like, but you didn't give them to me to raise. If you gave me your children to raise, they grow up, they'd be perfect. Because if they don't, they'd get it. Okay, you don't find yourself a husband, a wife, a lover, and then there's so many things wrong, and you complain, and then you bring them to me to talk to them to change because they're hurting you. Look, if I can pick your lover for you and it goes wrong, then I counsel you. If you're going to pick your own lover, then you solve your own problem by applying Dharma to yourself. Don't you love it when a Dharma student says, "Dear Rinpoche, talk to my husband, talk to my boyfriend, talk to my girlfriend, talk to my son, talk to my daughter, because they're monsters and they're making me suffer." I'm like, okay, but who's the real monster? Maybe both of you, but you're a bigger one. Maybe you're Godzilla and they're a cockroach. And people do that all the time. They want to have their own choice to do whatever they want. Fine. But when the problems come, they say, "Rinpoche, can you open your magic box and solve my problems?" You know, magic box, the divination box, I throw that thing. I don't even get ang pao. I throw my box until my box, my little cube, my wooden cube is broken. I don't even get ang pao. Some of you very generous, 5 ringgit, thank you very much. You want to have a boyfriend? You got problems? Apply Dharma and solve it. You want to go out to a disco, you come back for the 600th weekend alone, go to bed alone, and you're depressed and you're crying, you say, "But I'm so beautiful, nobody loves me." Apply the Dharma. Apply the Dharma. Solve your problem. You join a Dharma organization, you join a Dharma department, you have problems. You know what? When you have problems, when you're working for Dharma, you know what they say in Ganden? Let me explain to you what my gurus and the old monks have said. And I'm going to be very serious because these are old monks, okay? We don't play a fool with them. When you're doing Dharma work, if you're in Dharma and you're experiencing obstacles, do you know what my guru said? Because we have to do a lot of Dharma work. They said that when you're experiencing obstacles when you're doing Dharma, it is the main cause to purify your karma. Purify your karma for loneliness, purify your karma for anger, purify your karma for impatience, purify your karma for not succeeding. So the gurus tell us when we're in the monastery doing work and we go to them with problems, that's what they say. They say, "Oh, how lucky you are." I say, "Why?" The old monks say like that. You know, they don't joke, they don't play, they're serious. Because you have an opportunity to purify your karma. So why? I said, but what's the difference if I experience problems outside of Dharma? They say outside of Dharma, your purpose is for non-Dharma. I go, oh yeah. But in Dharma, your purpose is for Dharma. So if you suffer for Dharma, you're purifying karma. And I said, but if I suffer on the outside, isn't that purifying karma? They said, no, because you're creating more negative karma. I said, why is that? Because when you suffer, you're not happy. You're angry. You're angry. Why? It's for non-Dharma things. So when you're doing non-Dharma and you suffer, you don't purify anything. You create more negative karma. But when you do Dharma work and you're frustrated and you become angry, you become impatient, or you're not happy, or you become frustrated, any of those emotions, and you patiently absorb it, it becomes a purification to be more patient, to be more kind, and to be even more generous to others. Do you know why? Because in Dharma, you're challenged every single day with many different characters. And the first thing that comes up in your mind is what? They're in Dharma, why like that? But then they also say to you, you're in Dharma, why like that?